rapidly book everyone in this tier list. So let me show y'all. We got a lot of people here, as you can see, in WWE, and I got some TNA individuals as well. So let's get right into it, man. Let's get it. Let's go. Like the video for the creativity, positive vibes, good vibes. I want y'all to have fun, and I want y'all to, let me know what y'all thought about my suggestions. So I want to get the wrestlers out the way. I do think the GMs need to be booked a lot better because they all looking a little soft, in my opinion. So first things first.
Get the heck up. I'm stupid.
So first things first.
What's wrong with you?
Ava and Adam Pearce, they're kind of together. So this is what we're going to do, right? Actually. So I'm putting them together because I think Ava should move up to the Raw roster, and it's just to make it more interesting. Ava's basically going to move up. She's going to take on a final boss type of character like her father, but a GM version, and she's going to come and take over Raw. And Adam Pearce is like, well, what I'm going to do? So Adam Pearce is basically going to be Jonathan Coachman to Ava as she's like on a hostile takeover. Like she's booking all the heels. She's calling up NXT people and booking them in favorable positions while Adam Pearce has to fight back to struggle for power. And eventually he will get that power back as the story progresses. But of course, someone has to take over NXT. I'll get into that later on in the video. But you know what I'm saying? That's just the start of it. Even if you don't like Ava, I think this will help her character tremendously. And then Adam Pearce, he's the guy that's getting bullied. Nick Aldis is laughing at him. Everybody's clowning him. And then eventually he has to find a way and find a team to go against Ava's, NXT call up so they can fight for power. Just give the GM something fun to do. All they do is announce matches and get yelled at and get gaslighted to put people into championship matches that don't deserve it. I want to get rid of that. Speaking of Nick Aldis, I like the position that he's in currently. I think out of all the GMs, he's probably the better of the GMs as of right now. I do like Adam Pearce, but however, Nick Aldis, we all know what we want the story to be with him. Randy Orton, and guys, everybody's story is going to be intertwined. Some people's stories are going to be independent of themselves, but it's not going to have nothing to do with other people getting their off. But Nick Aldis, we want to see Nick Aldis versus Randy Orton. Nick Aldis is tired of Randy Orton and some of the RKO, so much disrespect. Nick Aldis officially challenges Randy Orton to a match at next year's WrestleMania, and Nick Aldis actually gets the victory to show that he can still hang in the ring, so he becomes basically the most respected general manager for getting a good, decisive win over Randy Orton. No shenanigans, no nonsense. It's a clean win. Randy shakes his hand, shows respect, still RKOs him at the end of the match, and Randy Orton stands tall. Last but not least, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman becomes the primary manager just for Braun Breaker. He tells Braun Breaker that he doesn't need Bronson Reed, he doesn't need Seth freaking Rollins, and that Paul Heyman just wants to manage Braun Breaker on his own, and Braun Breaker becomes a main event player due to Paul Heyman's guidance, and he moves on from Roman, from Seth, all that stuff. Now that we're done with that, let's get it sweet. You forgot one. Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee's been off TV for a little while. Corey Gracefield and other people. Wade Barrett's filled in, and we're going to get to the storyline. So basically, Pat McAfee did get in trouble for clowning Andrade at Money in the Bank. He was in trouble. We turned that to the story. Pat McAfee has to answer to Andrade. Andrade heard disrespect from Pat McAfee. It's a lower card match with Pat McAfee and Andrade put on a match. Andrade beats Pat McAfee, and Pat McAfee now respects Andrade. And every time he commentates an Andrade match, he no shows respect and says Andrade is a very good, very skilled individual. Now, I've got those people out the way. I'm not going to go in specific order because there's some people who I definitely want to get out of the way first. Grayson Waller. But Grayson Waller in the mid card, I think we bring back Grayson Waller's little talk show. I miss wrestling. Raw SmackDown be a little bit campy, and I think Grayson Waller was doing a good job of the talk show. Very annoying kid, very annoying at the end. Obviously, his story's going to, be a little bit intertwined with Austin Theory, where he finally turns on Austin Theory. Grayson Waller's defending the face. He's doing his talk show, every other week, bringing out the heels, saying that how he likes them as trash and their babyface opponent. And that earns Grayson Waller the opportunity to challenge for the mid card championship, but he falls short. However, he's still celebrating, drinking beer out the boots, like he's the biggest thing walking, and basically even in defeat, Grayson Waller doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? He's just still a very cocky, arrogant heel. Now they got a good position to put him in the mid card because eventually he will be a singles Intercontinental champion or United States champion in the draft. AJ Francis is a TNA guy through and through, and I don't have commentators on here, by the way. I do not have commentators on here. AJ Francis is a TNA guy. However, I want to see AJ Francis confront Michael Cole, come up to Michael Cole, slap Michael Cole in the face, just Michael Cole just randomly one day. Trick Williams finally called to the main roster. Trick Williams bring out AJ Francis and the homie KC that was helping him out during the Trick Williams TNA championship run. And AJ Francis come back and say, "Who flop now? Who flop now?" Smack Michael Cole. Doesn't have a match with Michael Cole. Obviously, somebody like a Pat McAfee or Wade Barrett will stand up for Michael Cole. Maybe Wade Barrett hit him with a clothesline. But AJ Francis just some little move just to go back to Michael Cole, trash his name and stuff like that. AJ Francis like talking to face my face, blah blah blah. And I just made a little cool thing do for TNA, get TNA on the main roster. Besides just doing stuff with NXT. Speaking of NXT, Andre Chase, main card for NXT. I don't know why I'm trying to bring back Chase University. I said scrap it once again. Had to be a failure once again officially, and he himself burns the Chase U merch. And I think you should go with what I said, Chase Industries, and become like a business mogul type of character for NXT. You know what I'm saying? He's recruiting brand new individuals. He's recruiting the services of the dark state to do his bidding. With straight up money like Chase Industries is an organization. He's a mogul, and he even runs to the hell every now and then. When he needs her to do something just for the women's division, he'll throw a couple dollars, and then she'll have no problem doing so, which also adds to her character a little bit as well. I think we should just win with something new. And doing Chase U again is a cop out to me. And I think it's kind of lazy in my opinion because I don't even like the new Chase U. I don't even know what they got going on. You already know my guy Austin Theory. Him and Grayson Waller finally split up. Austin Theory breaks up with Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller takes advice from the New Day to drop dead weight. Austin Theory, however, ends the rivalry on top, getting a win over Grayson Waller, and is officially back in the mid card scene, looking for another championship. Gets drafted to SmackDown, and he's pursuing the United States Championship, which he will eventually become the 3-time United States champion. And we could finally bring Austin Theory back to relevance and prominence that he should have been in the first place. Like I said, Braun Breaker, pretty simple. Becomes a main event player once Paul Heyman officially, rocks with Braun Breaker. Seth Rollins does officially cash in, and he successfully cashes in on the WWE Championship for John Cena. However, Braun Breaker turns on him immediately, and Bronson Reed, he really just wants no part of it. He wants to do his own thing as well. So him and Braun Breaker really have no issues with one another. But Braun Breaker does have issues with Seth Rollins, and he must become WWE champion. And Paul Heyman said that I'm rocking with the young fella. Longevity is the name of the game, and I'm sticking with Braun Breaker. So Braun Breaker eventually gets his WWE Championship shot, and then we move the story along that way. He doesn't win the first time, but he does win the WWE Championship eventually, and we are now in the future of the company. Aleister Black. Aleister Black, man, at the end of the day, I like Aleister Black a lot. Like, he doesn't need championships. He doesn't need to do anything. He likes being in WWE. He wants to be in WWE for many different reasons. And I would like Aleister Black and Shinsuke Nakamura to have actual feud that is, meaningful. They can do some great segments back and forth. Shinsuke does his backstage segment. As the Last Samurai, Aleister Black does his segment. He can bring up the door thing or whatever he wants to bring up, and they have a good match. And it's just a nice little match, just like Andrade and Carmelo Hayes had a nice little rivalry. It wasn't the most important thing in the world, but I like to see Aleister Black and Shinsuke actually have the opportunity to work with one another. So that's why I see Aleister Black personally. Now, Julia, this is a different scenario. Julia is Zelina Vega's scenario is going to be different, but if Julia is to dethrone Zelina Vega, I would see Julia go on a nice long run as the Women's United States Champion. Doing a little video packages as she just deals with Zelina Vega. I think that's the best way to use her. And Julia is just a dominant force. She's beating up everybody that challenges for that Women's United States Championship. She's winning multi-person matches, and this is bringing up Julia to her old persona that she was in Japan with the leather jacket, the shades, Kenny Omega-esque type of vibe. I want Julia to tap back into that character because people, casual fans who watch WWE have never seen that type of character, and I think that will elevate her to the next level. And I do think I brought this up. Shinsuke Nakamura for her as well. She's the United States Champion, but she, comes out with the Japanese flag, drapes it over the belt so people can't see the belt, things like that, and then make her side place the Japanese flag as well. That's what I like to see. If she were to defeat Zelina Vega as the Women's United States Champion, Dominic Mysterio, I think it's self-explanatory. Him versus Finn Balor at SummerSlam is something I would like to happen. What's going to happen, with his title in the future, but I would like to see Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor. I want him to beat Finn Balor, and I want him to beat Finn Balor, but I want him to definitively, become a man on his own. He still gets the ladies and all that type of thing, but he is no longer associated with Liv Morgan because he's been, messing around with Roxanne Perez, so that's how him and Liv Morgan split. And then, Dominic Mysterio becomes the person he's supposed to be. He becomes IC champion. Eventually, he will drop the IC title, but to see him on his own and really embrace that life, he's still persona. When he matches similar to Eddie, it's not lazy booking. It's paying homage. So I like to see Dominic, on his own and see what he can do without the Judgment Day, without Liv Morgan, what I can't do by his side. And no face turn just yet, but it will come soon. He'll be the face in the Finn Balor situation. But once he beats Finn Balor, he's still going back to his old ways, and then his father got to teach him a lesson. And then finally, Dominic Mysterio gets that win over Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania that he never got over his father. B-Fab, I think B-Fab and Mia Yim are definitely capable of being women's tag team champions. They have good chemistry together. I like what they're doing. I have other plans for B-Fab, but I'll talk about that with the individuals that I would like her to see her manage as well. She's still a good manager. She's good in ring, but she can do both. People just don't have to be a valet or a manager and not be able to do everything. So I like to see B-Fab on the lower card scene and really pick up steam. That will elevate her to maybe a mid-card title opportunity. But first things first, we're definitely going to have to see B-Fab do more with Mia Yim, and I think that they can get a run as women's tag team champions as long as they're around. And speaking of Andrade, I would see Andrade actually win one more mid-card championship before it's all said and done. This man has been putting on great matches. Whenever he's in a ladder match, he has the best spots. Every multi-person match, he has the best spots. He has some great battles with Carmelo Hayes. He did some good stuff with Jake Fox even. So I would like to see Andrade become the United States champion one more time. And I would love to see that if it were possible while him and Zelina Vega were champions at the same time. Just see a nice little picture of both of them holding the United States championships. Nothing too long for Andrade, obviously, but I think that he can do some good stuff with the championship. And once he drops that championship, I would actually like to see him challenge for the AAA title and win the AAA title and become one of the biggest deals for the AAA acquisition and him being the world champion, because let's face it, probably not getting a world championship in WWE. So him getting a AAA world championship would be good enough in my opinion as an Andrade fan. Ethan Page, after SummerSlam draft, I like to see Ethan Page move up to the main roster. I like to see him go to SmackDown preferably, but if he were to go to Raw, that'd be fine. But I like to see Ethan Page go to SmackDown and actually be, a legit challenger for the United States Championship. Whoever is the United States Champion, they can be Ethan Page. Obviously, I don't want Ethan Page to win right away, but to him just submit himself, maybe have a promo battle with a guy like LA Knight. And if The Miz is still around, I'd love to see him have interaction with The Miz. And Miz trying to mentor him, let Ethan Page have Ethan Page saying, I'm the now, I'm the future, you're the past, you're the future. And then obviously, The Miz might not be signed with WWE. Who knows what's going to happen? And then Ethan Page can take that spot, from The Miz, because Grayson Waller isn't really Miz-esque to me. I think Ethan Page has more comp, in my opinion. He just doesn't have a talk show, whatever case may be. Carmelo Hayes is a guy that also, I like to see him go to Raw and challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, but the Dominic Mysterio has, and what AJ Styles has, whoever AJ Styles does have the championship. I like to see Carmelo Hayes beat AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles will put Carmelo Hayes over, and we'll put on absolute things. So, that's what I like for Carmelo Hayes. I think a change this year would do well for him. I think he could be a really good guy on the Raw brand. So I think Carmelo Hayes on that brand. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I think that they can do tag team championships together. Obviously, they're going to have to get one-on-one matches.
Jericho is the last one before. Jericho is number 3 for talent. He's 10 for me. Ron's actually got a week because he said before our podcast, so we're not going to do this one. I think a lot of this is stuff that we've said a million times, so we don't really have to
Charlotte from a heel run, but this is Charlotte's chance to prove that she's bigger to me one character, which is Ric Flair heel type character. If she has a real big fan behind that, maybe it's not just a heel, which is something that we haven't seen in a long time. And I think that actually helped for her to see her character and being the type of
we were not going to see as long as it was, but Ron said everything he said about these guys, and I don't think he's that much to say about getting onto Rick and Rick, because we said he's going to be on the wrestling we have to talk about. We said a million times, so. I'm going to speed run it all day, but then we have done for 3 hours and 46 minutes. So, Jericho, we said everything we could probably say about Jericho. Anything else about that?
I would see Bronson Reed take out the Sheamuses, take out the Rusevs, take out the Otises. He's playing his fame to being the best bigger man on the Raw brand, and that's how he earns the opportunity to have a Mark Henry Hall of Fame type of situation. He's really destroying guys, his tsunamis, the tables, and he's just going on a monster run. I think that's the run that he's going to go for. Before he got hurt, so I would see him pick back up. He has a good momentum. I would see him pick back up Bronson Reed where he left off.
Jericho is a guy that he's worked with a lot of different people in a lot of ways that prove how much of a mainstay he is on any kind of roster. And I think some of this stuff doesn't work. Then again, Blue has a perfect career. I don't think him being a fan. He tries to keep himself fresh. That's something that a lot of people do. So it's something that makes him pretty good. My entry is round number 5, Brett Van Hart. I, of course, this time frame that I'm from, yeah, not less surprising. This list has not changed for me over these years. And I might as well go ahead and say the other ones, because everybody knows. If you've been watching this podcast, some of you know that Shawn Michaels is number one. You know Undertaker and Undertaker. They're basically head to head with each other, with Brett being, at one point, Brett was my number one. At one point, he was tied, and all three of them were number one. And I put Brett back. Eventually, some of them not being my kind of breakdown. There's sometimes I think Undertaker should be number one. But Shawn being number one, Peter being number two, Brett being number three, it's pretty much stayed that way. And I don't need to run down why. Everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. Which I carries over for some H with a lot of different things over the years. He's number 12, Ross number 3, he's not on Collins, number 1, number 2. What else can you say about Triple H too? Well, what else can you say about these guys? We haven't done a million times. So, what else can you say about Eddie Guerrero and number 1 Cardinal?
Well, so something Eddie Guerrero number 2.
Yep.
What you can say that is no one wants to deal
Customer experiences are a nice part of your day. Easy, quick, from anywhere. We're all about the customer always. That's nice.
Life is more legal than you think, and LegalZoom is here to help. Whether it's registering a business, starting a will,
At the moment of the guy who did some
Goldberg beats Thursday Night Champions, and that was his last match. He retired. Coming for the belt, retired to say, "Don't let Ross say, I feel like I showed I got it. And, this is a beautiful belt, but I'm walking away, and now I got my class. I'm carrying the mantle. The ultimate show is not going to be Goldberg, so that's how Goldberg is rare. As far as nothing goes, obviously he beats Goldberg for sure. He beats Goldberg, but he does not get cashed in by Seth Rollins when a new challenger, actually challenges him for the belt, and that man is returning, dragging off his lapel to the main event scene by challenging Gunther for the belt. They have a banger Iron Man match, and Dragon actually gets the victory. So we have a brand new champion that needs to face. And people get behind. That's a very good wrestler. Won't be a very long reign. He'll have like a 50-day reign, as well. Let's see what's JD. So the reign will be good, and the matches will be good. I would like to have one match, maybe have 2 matches, and then go from that type of reign like that. Apple Fire finally gets herself away from Chelsea Green, but she takes Piper Niven with her. Piper Niven actually won the tag team, and they're very formidable tag team. They turn on Chelsea Green, but Chelsea Green cares about herself. She defends herself. She has to help them in any way, and they finally have to give it. Stop wearing suits and ties every week and stuff like that. So Apple Fire, becomes the catalyst for Piper Niven to turn on Chelsea Green as well. I think they'll be challenging for the women's tag team championships down the line. Bailey. So Bailey, I'm going to stick Bailey in the big card. I think she's going to win the women's tag championship. Whether they win their match or not, I think Piper comes to time they're going to champion. And then Bailey, she's in the mid card, helping to elevate other women, similar to the Talia Rose. Once the contract is up, Piper gets defeated. She jumps into AEW, which says, okay, I do want to see Bailey to be in this role and elevate other women. I do think Bailey's last championship run might be the last one. Permanently, but it's going to have a run. Bailey's done some good stuff. So I know I rock Bailey heavy, but I don't see them doing time orders again. AJ Styles is here. The scenario AJ Styles does beat Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. And AJ Styles does have that title. So he loses it to a guy that we finally see backstage, he was going, maybe Charlotte stuff, got this guy who managed to shout around. Like Kaiser actually takes the Intercontinental Championship from AJ Styles, and wow, Gunther has the World Heavyweight Championship, and can finally see both these guys have times at the same time, celebrate their name backstage, and they're very happy about being champions at the same time. Kaiser finally gets to show what he can, he shows what stuff he doesn't enter, but as a champion.
Yes, I mean, there's one thing I rank higher than it, but it's an amazing match. One of the ones that you can show people, so do you like this? If you do, you can like pro wrestling. If you don't, you're not going to find like anything else. I like to see Bianca Belair return to form. She comes back. I like to see Bianca Belair become a women's champion again, and that would be from Naomi cashing in successfully and defeating Jade Cargill as well. And then we get obviously we are not doing a consensus list because we said on before hours, but also because we can't just say you like this one better and all. But it is interesting to see that there still would be some people that would be somewhere in our top 25s because we all have them. We all have Foley in our top 25. We all have Brian Danielson in our top 25. We all have I think Brock Lesnar. Oh, Brock Lesnar's a little lower than I think. He would be enough that I would be like, okay, well, this one there. Well, Jericho in there. We got Kennel somewhere around that range. I guess he's not in the top 25 for Rob, but I think he would be in the same kind of situation as Lesnar. These people, yeah, for those two, there's that are on one list now. Anyways, list there's on 2. There's 2 for Edge, there's 2 for Edge, there's 2 for Mysterio. Whereas it's lower for me, But yeah, a lot of them. Right. Yeah, there would be a lot of like Becky would definitely be number 1 if I'm number 2. Sasha would be around that type of range. Bianca potentially is probably like that. So it would be interesting kind of just match a lot. I don't know. How you work Anthony first, don't have so I have something on the list to go along with that. Maybe do some sort of podcast or follow up with this. I don't know. Let's go ahead and know you guys. So if you want us to continue on and how you create this on this list now, if you want to continue on our bronze medal, silver medal, and gold medal runs that we picked, or 3, 2, and 1, we could do some ways off of that. We could do a hockey draft based off of this in some way. We could follow up with the all-time.
Jada Parker, I'll see Jada Parker with the NXT Women's Championship. Don't know how we're going to get there with races and all that, but Jada Parker is definitively the best NXT Women's promo, and I think she'll be very entertaining, has been entertaining things. I'll look to see her change her finishers like a rock bottom or something like that. There's something different, like the drive-by, the hip attack, whatever it's called. That could be, is it about, I don't know what it's called. It could be her signature, but her finisher should definitely be something different. Io Sky needs opponents. And I think even if Asuka doesn't win Queen of the Ring, which she probably won't, Io Sky needs an opponent. And I think Asuka as a heel is fun, but she don't gotta be a heel. We don't have a lot of face versus face, heel versus heel things. But Asuka just challenging Io Sky as a tech thing, saying that, hey, I want to see what you're about. I want to see, why you've been champion for so long. You have that title defenses. And I think Asuka is a very worthy opponent for Io Sky. And I think people will keep behind that. Jade Cargill, like I said last, definitely a little wonky with Roxanne Perez. I think Jade Cargill I mean, she still needs to use your investment. You invested all that money. She's about to be in a movie. She has a face value. She has aura. So you got to use her. So if she wins Queen of the Ring, you have her beat Tiffany Stratton. You have Naomi cash in on Jade Cargill successfully. Jade Cargill and Naomi running back for an actual match. And then from there, I want Naomi to win to face Bianca. But if they have Jade Cargill win, then at least Naomi had a run because Jade Cargill could get cashed in after she wins the women's championship and then be out to film the movie. Film the movie, maybe. But I think that'll be a very similar route. So she come back and challenge Naomi. Becky Lynch, I think Becky Lynch is above the mid-card championship. She drops it to Lyra. Her and Lyra's story is done, and she wants gold, so she challenges Io Sky. She loses to Io Sky, but Becky Lynch should be in that position. I think Becky Lynch and Io Sky would be a good match for the women's championship, and I think Becky Lynch will help to elevate Io Sky's title reign. Currently, Akira Tozawa, I like to see him split up from American Alpha, and I would like to see him just, wrestle main event. He had a good match with Gunther, decent match with Gunther. So Akira Tozawa just be used as an enhancement talent, you know what I'm saying, to challenge new guys coming in, go down to NXT, put on some good matches with some of the mid-card to lower-card guys, and just use Akira Tozawa for a steal, bro. You're not doing nothing significant, so you don't got to be booked significant. More Machine Guns, they're in a good position. Just use them as good guys to be, tag team matches. Help them, train the young guys. Help them put on good matches with the young guys or the guys who've been around. Them and just a standing rivalry with Pretty Deadly would be fine. Like, you don't got to add everybody else in the rivalry. Like SmackDown doing great with all the tag teams, but everybody don't got to be involved. I think them just helping out Pretty Deadly would be good, and them actually putting over Pretty Deadly would put Pretty Deadly back in the position to challenge for the tag team championships. Speaking of tag team champions, I would actually like Los Stars to actually have both the belts at the same time, the AAA tag belts and the WWE SmackDown belts, the WWE Tag Team Championships at the same time. That would really help elevate them having 2 belts on, and at the same token, they split from Santos Escobar, and Santos Escobar's looking around like, what am I going to do? I have my boys in the board. They rolling with Andrade now, so Andrade and Los Stars got a whole new faction. So I would like to see that story actually play out. Hope they forget about it. Usos, I'm going to see them get back as a tag team. I want to see them both be on Raw. So Jimmy gets drafted to Raw. Jay and Jimmy link back up and come themselves again and challenge the New Day for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I think that's very simple, very easy enough. Jay Uso's been the main event. He had his run. He gave it the E stuff, and he bring back the Uso penitentiary. Red Sinclair, I'll see Red Sinclair. No. I would actually like to see Red Sinclair become NXT Women's Champion. NXT used to give a lot of people opportunities because they were very skilled, and then they took it and ran with it. So Red Sinclair could definitely have a nice NXT Women's Championship run. Don't be the butt of the jokes. Don't be the one taking pins. Don't be losing all the time. And she actually shows her skill that she's actually a top performer in NXT. I would like that for Red Sinclair sincerely. Finn Balor. So this scenario, Finn Balor actually beats Dominic Mysterio and becomes the Intercontinental Champion, and then Dominic Mysterio still doesn't break away from them just yet. Now Finn Balor's walking around being the leader, being the guy that he said Damian Priest was. And Damian Priest was being a leader, pushing people, grabbing their shirt up and all that nonsense. So now Finn Balor becomes that guy. Dominic, like, you're a hypocrite. You become the very same thing that Damian Priest was, and then him and Dominic running back, and Dominic beats him, becoming a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. Well, Finn Balor at least got to hold the belt one more time. Liv Morgan, she doesn't need to be in the women's championship scene. When she comes back, Raquel and Roxanne are good friends now. Dominic is closer to Roxanne than ever before, and Liv Morgan comes back for her revenge. So she's on a brand new Liv Morgan revenge tour. She finally becomes a solo star again. Liv Morgan was the MVP of 2004 for the women's division, according to a lot of individuals. So I like to see Liv Morgan come back, and we got to figure out a way to split up the Judgment Day. So we got to have a lot of different things going on at the same time. Jacob Fatu, I like to see Jacob Fatu have a nice run as a United States champion, drop the belt, and then he's elevated to the main event scene where he's challenging whether he sends him to Raw. He challenges whether the Royal champion is, he loses, but then the following year he actually does successfully win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then Jacob Fatu ends up becoming the world champion. I think Jacob Fatu has that type of trajectory about him. I can see him being a world heavyweight champion on Raw. We doing pretty good, y'all. Drew McIntyre, I think Drew McIntyre's hopes of getting a world championship might be out of the picture, but Drew McIntyre can still have some when he's elevated to the main event team, challenging whether he sends him to Raw. He challenges whether the Royal champion is, he loses, but then Finn Balor at least got to hold the belt one more time. Liv Morgan, she doesn't need to be in the women's championship scene. When she comes back, Raquel, she finally becomes a solo star again. Liv Morgan was in that guy, Dominic, like, you're a hypocrite. You become the very same thing that Damian Priest was. So Red Sinclair could definitely have a nice NXT Women's Championship run. Don't be the butt of the jokes. Don't be the one taking pins. Don't be losing. Thing that Damian Priest was, and then him and Dominic running back, and Dominic beats him, becoming a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. Well, Finn Balor at least got to hold the belt one more time. Liv Morgan, she doesn't need to be in the women's championship scene. When she comes back, Raquel and Roxanne are good friends now. Dominic is closer to Roxanne than ever before, and Liv Morgan comes back for her revenge. So she's on a brand new Liv Morgan revenge tour. She finally becomes a solo star again. Liv Morgan was the MVP of 2004 for the women's division, according to a lot of individuals. So I like to see Liv Morgan come back, and we got to figure out a way to split up the Judgment Day. So we got to have a lot of different things going on at the same time. Jacob Fatu, I like to see Jacob Fatu have a nice run as a United States champion, drop the belt, and then he's elevated to the main event scene where he's challenging whether he sends him to Raw. He challenges whether the Royal champion is, he loses, but then the following year he actually does successfully win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then Jacob Fatu ends up becoming the world champion. I think Jacob Fatu has that type of trajectory about him. I can see him being a world heavyweight champion on Raw. We doing pretty good, y'all. Drew McIntyre, I think Drew McIntyre's hopes of getting a world championship might be out of the picture, but Drew McIntyre can still have some very great rivalries without the belt. You've seen what he did with CM Punk. You've seen what he did as a part of the United States Championship scene on SmackDown. I like to see Drew McIntyre and Sheamus running back one more time because I'm just a mark, I guess. But I like to see him running back one more time with something significant, and then I love to see Drew McIntyre just being that guy in the back, talking trash, looking for a fight, and then just putting on banger matches, and then just help elevate other guys as well. Like I said, for Santos Escobar, I would like to see him. He's actually loses his guys. He loses Los Garza, and he picks back up. The original Legado del Fantasma actually returns, and they become a team yet again, a real team. That's the real team. They should never left from. Legado del Fantasma becomes a thing again, where it's Santos and Cruz and Wild, and they become a team again. No more LWO stuff. And at least they get to finally be put as a tag team, and they get to be with Santos Escobar defensively.